Ian,
Pat,
you like Monster Hunter.
I do like.
We just spoke
Monster
about Monster Hunter XX Double Cross, which is apropos for this segment.
Hunter. Yes.
We talked about their one being an exclusive Switch console coming out in Japan. But Capcom had another announcement about Monster Hunter Double Cross.
That it was not going to be coming out in the U.S. Yeah, ouch. Hurts. So, Monster Hunter World will be coming out for the PlayStation 4.
Sorry, audio.
Will be coming out.
Didn't happen last podcast.
Good one.
Monster Hunter World will be coming out where, Ian?
Monster Hunter World will be coming out for the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4, which is great. And, a return to console in the U.S. It's been a while. I think the last one was Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate for the Wii U. It'll be good to have a Monster Hunter on consoles again. And that reopens it up to fans on the PlayStation and fans on the Xbox, who I don't think really yet have had any experience with it. So that's great. But I think what really brought Monster Hunter back to prominence in the U.S. was it always had its niche following, and it did have a few releases on the PSP, and it did have one release, I believe, on the PS2. But what really caused it to pick up steam here was the original Wii release of Monster Hunter 3 and all the portable versions. A lot of people see Monster Hunter as a portable game. It did not start that way. It started on the PS2 as sort of like a Phantasy Star Online ripoff, but it's always been viewed as a portable game. In Japan, all the PSP versions, the portable versions, that's why it's got a Switch version. They brought them all out over here on the 3DS. They did well. The last one we got was Generations, which I believe was the original Cross. And now they've got it on the Switch. Everyone's excited about it. It would be a perfect console for it because you could have it on your TV. You could have it on the go. It would be extremely great to have this over here for the Switch, especially for the fan base that really cheerled the game over here in the US, and we're not getting it. So that seems to me very odd that the Nintendo fan base that kind of built it up over here is the fan base that is now getting screwed out of an installment in the series.
Double crossed.
But they're bringing out a different entry in the series for 2 other consoles. I'm happy anyway that I'm going to get to play a Monster Hunter game. It's just weird to me that the one that they're emitting is the one that already has ostensibly a built-in fan base that's waiting for it.
And localizing a game isn't like they have to make a whole new game.
Right.
So what's going on?
I have no idea.
Why does Capcom now hate Nintendo?
Well, and it does seem like they do.
It seems like they're taking shots here and there, right? No Mega Man collection on the Switch, which makes no sense at all.
Right.
What's like?
That's odd.
That's really odd.
So yeah. Now there was an announcement yesterday because Capcom. I can't remember which Capcom account it was. It might have been the main one. I've got a screenshot of it on my phone that maybe I should just pull up real quick.
While Ian does that, the Switch version is going to support online cross-platform play with the 3DS game. Players can also transfer their save data over from the 3DS release to the Switch.
So the official Monster Hunter account yesterday tweeted, just to clarify, in response to GameSpot's tweet, Capcom confirms they're not bringing Switch version of Monster Hunter Double Cross to the US. And then Monster Hunter's Twitter account screen capped that and said, just to clarify, our official response is we have not announced any plans to localize Monster Hunter Double Cross at this time. Which I think is them trying to stem what they did not see being
people are pissed off.
That got quite some backlash.
They don't see they have their sales figures in North America. They know what they've sold.
Yes.
They didn't expect that to happen. Have the other games that have come out? Has there been a large gap between the localization, or are they usually?
I believe there was a pretty big gap between generation.
Okay.
There is generally a larger gap, but as the series, I don't know how well Generations sold.
Okay. I'll look
I
it up.
will say that 4 Ultimate and 3 seem to always be constantly in demand at the store.
So people are constantly just like,
Yes.
you have it in. You have it in.
Yes.
Monster Hunter X. Let's see what that sold.
Yeah, I think that would be Generations.
It sold. Yeah, that didn't sell well in the U.S.
Okay.
Compared. So it sold 2.8 million in Japan, which is 81% of the sales, and then in North America, 0.32 million, which is 9%. Europe, 7.4. So what was the one? That was the latest one.
That was the latest. The other
So
one was...
by that, maybe they're thinking, all right, if we sold 81% in Japan, maybe it's not worth our time. That's nothing to sneeze at, though. The other rest of the world was 500,000 copies. That to me seems enough to localize it in terms of cost. I mean,
Sure.
what would you think it would take to localize this? Is there a lot of dialogue that they have to then dub over? Is there
Not exactly a lot of story dialogue, but a lot of like item text.
a lot of item text? But that's nothing.
Yeah.
In the grand scheme of it,
Sure.
isn't it? Take it a few weeks to get that in there. Come on.
I don't
You
know.
can do it.
But here's the thing: if it was sales that they were concerned about, then why would they be bringing Monster Hunter World over for PS4 and Xbox One?
Touche.
If they just didn't think the property was viable, then they wouldn't be bringing over the console version.
So maybe this will come over later, but they don't. Maybe they're hedging their bets. All right, so let's see. It looks like Monster Hunter X came out November 15th. Excuse me, November 20th, 2015. It didn't come. Then Monster Hunter Generations came out July 15th, 2016. So, and that was the same. Let's see, release history, and that was the last one, Generations.
Yeah.
And that was the same as Hunter X. Or the next? That was the last one.
Generations, I believe, is X. Double Cross is the newest entry, and we never got it.
Okay, so there was a gap of 8 months in between release. So maybe they'll announce it when they get closer.
Possibly.
Possibly. All right. I don't. I mean, I hear great things about the series. I'm not too familiar with it. But to me, it would not make even 500,000. It would seem it would make sense to bring it over, and then plus, we're talking about the Switch, where if they market it right, maybe they would do more than that in North America.
Well, especially right now, I think now's a sweet spot for any company to take a chance on a game
because
over
Nintendo
here.
might push it more.
Well, because Nintendo might push it more, and while there aren't a billion titles out there, the opportunity is ripe to get new players.
Sure.